Yes, I see. It's the note from the YouTube. Good evening. It's Friday today, and I decided to provide a stream from my home, relaxing one. Some time ago, I made several streams from the center of Moscow, walking around, and for me, it was challenging as it was loud around, many people, but no viewers. I don't know why YouTube didn't provide me any involvement from the viewers. That's why I stopped for a while, and today I decided to make a stream from my home. And the topic, or what I am going to do, I'm going to read out loud the book. It's the fairy tale, the traditional fairy tale Russian one. And actually, the fairy tales in this book, they are for the kids of early ages. So for 1 or 2 years old kids, and all Russian people, they know this guy. This guy, we call him in 3 syllables, Kolobok, Kolobok. But as you see in English, Kolobok is translated into the bun. And first of all, I wanted to get you familiar with the writer of fairy tales, but not for the early aged kids, but for some actually unique fairy tales by Pavel Bazhov. And this lady, хозяйка Медной горы, or we call her the owner of the Copper Mountain, the female owner of the Copper Mountain, and she is the character, one of the characters of Pavel Bazhov fairy tales. But it's the challenging idea to get the book by Pavel Bazhov in English. Some time ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I wanted to visit the library, foreign literature library, to look for some Russian literature in foreign languages, like in English, but I had no time to make the full research, so it's I postponed it for another time. But this book I found in the local library, I mean in my neighborhood. Actually, there are many libraries in Moscow, and they have quite a big fund of books, of literature, many kinds, and they provide some events, or they also provide them spaces for working, for studying, for communicating with people, some lectures, etc. And actually, the libraries in Moscow nowadays, they play a significant role in culture life, but not all people know about that. As for me, I know the local library from the best side for more than 20 years, for 24 years. So I live in this district, in this neighborhood, Sviblova, for 24 years. That's why. And when my kids were small, and my older son, he liked reading, and he still likes reading a lot. He loved reading, and from his early ages, from maybe 1 year old, we went to library, to our local library, very often, maybe once a week, to get some new books to read out loud, as we do for kids. And later on, when my younger son, he didn't like reading, and still he doesn't like reading that much as the older one, but anyway, we used to listen to audiobooks for kids for many years, uh, together with both of them. And still I like our library, and I respect them a lot, as they really do the great job to provide all sorts of population and audience different kind of literature. And this book I took from the kids section, as you may imagine. Actually, it was a surprise for me to take this book, as I didn't know anything if the library would have some kind of traditional Russian stuff in English. So I took two books, this one, the one, and the other, just a second. And the other book, actually it's the book for kids, but it's like the starting book. So there are some words, vocabulary, and by the way, as far as I understood, this book is for the age maybe of 8 or 9, and a lot of words and quite rich vocabulary. So I took it for myself, maybe to remember some everyday words, to provide better videos for you. But this book is not for this stream. And Kolobok, or the barn, is for my reading for you in this stream. I don't know about the time, how long it will take for me to read out loud, and how many fairy tales I will cover. But anyway, let's start. And Хозяйка Медной горы, or their female owner of the Copper Mountain, will listen to my reading as you do. Please write any comment later on, if you watch this video in record, whether you like this idea that I read traditional literature, Russian literature. Actually, it's not classic, it's just primitive fairy tale. For you, maybe some other books. Let's start. You see, by the way, we call these sheets as formular or forms, and they tell us that the book is from the library. By the way, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fairy tales in this book. And they made the book as bilingual text. Bilingual, so Russian on the left and English on the right. I see that now YouTube again doesn't let my video come onto your screens, but probably it will be okay in record. Let's see. Anyway, it's the new practice for me. Let's do it. And by the way, for me, I will read out loud the fairy tales for the first time, so probably I will be not that so my manner of reading, I'm not sure about that. I mean that. The barn. Once there lived an old man and an old woman. The old man said, "Old woman, bake me a bun." "What can I make it from? I have no flour." "Eh, heh, heh, old woman, scrape the cupboard, sweep the floor bin, and you will find enough flour." The old woman picked up a duster, scraped the cardboard, swept the floor bin, and gathered about 2 handfuls of flour. 2 handfuls of flour. She mixed the dough with sour cream, fried it in butter, and put the bun on the window sill to cool. By the way, this is the window sill. I'm sitting in the room, and this one is not a table but the window sill. The bun lay and lay there. Suddenly it rolled off the window sill to the bench. From the bench to the floor. From the floor to the door. I want to show you something that remind us, at least in form, about the bun. It's like a ball but made of flour. I don't have any ball. Please wait for a minute. Let's imagine that this is the barn. Actually, it's a ball, but let's imagine that this one is the barn. So he is going like this from the window sill onto the bench. And then we will look after him what he will do. From the bench to the floor, from the floor to the door. Then it rolled over the threshold to the entrance hall. From the entrance hall to the porch. From the porch to the country yard. From the country yard through the gate and on and on. So you can imagine that the barn is running away from the old woman and from the old man. from both of them. And by the way, they don't say us, but in some versions of the fairy tale of the bun, we may meet that the old woman and the old man, they are the parents of the bun. The bun rolled along the road and met a hare. Little bun, I shall eat you up, said the hare. Don't eat me, slant-eyed hare. I will sing you a song, said the bun and sang. I was scraped from the cardboard, swept from the bin, kneaded with sour cream, fried in butter and cooled on the sill. I got away from the grandpa, from grandpa. I got away from grandma, and I'll get away from you, hare. And the bun rolled away before the hare even saw it move. The bun rolled on and met a wolf. Little bun, I shall eat you up, said the wolf. Don't eat me, grey wolf, said the bun. I will sing you a song. And the bun sang. I was scraped from the cardboard, swept from the bin, kneaded with sour cream, fried in butter, and cooled on the sill. I got away from grandpa. I got away from grandma. I got away from the hare. And I'll get away from you, grey wolf. And the bun rolled away before the wolf even saw it move. He's fast, the bun. The bun rolled and the bun rolled on and met a bear. Little bun, I shall eat you up, the bear said. You will not, pigeon toes. And the bun sang. I was scraped from the cupboard, swept from the bin, kneaded with sour cream, fried in butter, and cooled on the sill. I got away from grandpa. I got away from grandma. I got away from the hare. I got away from the wolf. And I'll get away from you, big bear. And again, the bun rolled away before the bee even saw it move. The bun rolled and met a fox. Hello, little bun, how nice you are, said the fox. And the bun sang. I was scraped from the cardboard, swept from the bin, kneaded with sour cream, fried in butter, and cooled on the sill. I got away from grandpa. I got away from grandma. I got away from the hare. I got away from the wolf. I got away from the bear. And I'll get away from you, old fox. What a wonderful song, said the fox. But little bun, I have become old now and hard of hearing. Come, sit on my snout and sing your song again, a little louder. The bun jumped up on the fox's snout, I don't know what snout is, and sang the same song. Thank you, little bun. That was a wonderful song. I'd like to hear it again. Come, sit on my tongue and sing it for the last time, said the fox, sticking out her tongue like this. By the way, this ball is from Okinawa, Japan. I found the golf balls on the shore. It's one of them, yellow. All others were white. The bun foolishly jumped onto her tongue and snatched. She ate it. So you may imagine that fox was too clever for the bun, and the bun was too naive for the fox. So it was the first fairy tale from the book. The pictures, you see, the illustrations are not that rich, but anyway, some on the top. The hare, the wolf, the bear, all of them were listening for the song. And finally, the fox, she ate the bun. Let's proceed. Next, it's actually all of the fairy tales, they are the basic of Russian fairy tales. So the first fairy tales we read or we communicate to our children in Russia. So the second fairy tale is called Turnip. The Turnip. Remember, I went to the Michelin restaurant 1 month ago, and I made the video about that, about the Michelin restaurant with Russian cuisine. And actually it was not just the restaurant, it was the gastro theater. I made the video for you. You can see it within all my videos. And there in that gastro theater or Michelin restaurant, the turnip was represented in 2 dishes. So the turnip. Why the turnip? Let me explain you. Some time ago, we in Russia, the people, they didn't know potato. So the potato was some foreign vegetable, and it used not to exist, or how to say, it didn't exist in Russia, I guess before 17th century or something, or maybe earlier. But anyway, I guess that the time when the turnip was exchanged with potato, the potato became more popular maybe in the 17th century or something. That's why this fairy tale, traditional one, the most popular, one of the most popular fairy tale in Russia, For kids, the simplest, it's about the turnip. Grandpa planted a turnip. The turnip grew bigger and bigger. Bloom, 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 bloom. I will show you kind of turnip. Let's imagine that this one is a turnip. First it was like this, small, then it grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And let's imagine that this turnip is just huge. In terms of form, do you agree with me that this vase is similar to turnip? Okay. The turnip grew bigger and bigger. Grandpa came to pick the turnip. Pulled and pulled, but couldn't pull it up. Grandpa called Grandma. Usually we show it like this. Called Grandma. Grandma pulled Grandpa. Grandpa pulled the turnip. They pulled and pulled, but couldn't pull it up. Granddaughter came. Actually, I don't know why, but first grandma should call granddaughter. Call granddaughter, come, help us, help us. Granddaughter came. Granddaughter pulled grandma. Grandma pulled grandpa. Grandpa pulled the turnip. They pulled and pulled, but couldn't pull it up. The doggy came. They are trying to short the fairy tale. The granddaughter, she called the dog. Doggy, 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 come help us. Help us, help us. The doggy came. Doggy pulled granddaughter. Granddaughter pulled grandma. Grandma pulled grandpa. Grandpa pulled the turnip. They pulled and pulled, but couldn't pull it up. A kitty came. Again, the dog, the kitty, we need help. Come, help us. Kitty pulled doggy. Doggy pulled granddaughter. Granddaughter pulled grandma. Grandma pulled grandpa. Grandpa pulled turnip. So you may imagine that they are a chain. Grandfather, grandmother, granddaughter, doggy, kitty. They pulled and pulled, but couldn't pull it up. A mouse came. The kitty first called the mouse. Mouse, mouse, come to us. Please help us, we need help. The mouse pulled kitty. Kitty pulled doggy. Doggy pulled granddaughter. Granddaughter pulled grandma. Grandma pulled grandpa. Grandpa pulled turnip. They pulled and pulled and pulled the turnip up. So you may imagine that the conclusion of this fairy tale is that the mouse played the significant role in the power of the chain. So all of them, but in different direction or in different order. It's not the right order. First, grandfather, then grandmother, granddaughter, doggy, kitty, mouse, turnip in front of them. The picture is incorrect. Let's proceed. The next fairy tale. Oh, this is the fairy tale. I usually feel pity. I usually feel pity because it's not fair. It's not fair. This fairy tale is not fair at all. That's why I feel pity. Okay. The third fairy tale is called The Fox, the Hare, and the Rooster. Once upon a time there lived a fox and hare. The fox had an ice heart, and the hare a heart of lime tree bark. Beautiful spring came, and the fox's heart melted, while the hare's stood as before. The fox asked the hare to let her in to warm herself, and then kicked the hare out. The hare walked along the road crying and met some dogs. Bow, wow, wow! Why are you crying, little hare? The hare said, Leave me alone, dogs. How can I help crying? I had a heart made of lime tree bark, and the fox one of ice. She asked me to let her in and then kicked me out. Don't cry, hare, said the dogs. We shall kick her out. No, you won't. Yes, we will. They went up to the hut and the dogs barked. Bow, wow, wow, go away, fox. But she replied from the stove, When I dart out, when I jump out, only fur will fly about. Dogs got scared and went away. Again the hare walked away crying. He met a bear. Why are you crying, hare? The hare said. Leave me alone, bear. How can I help cry? Bear, bear, not bear, bear, bear. How can I help crying? I had a heart made of lime tree bark, and the fox one of ice. She asked me to let her in and then kicked me out. Don't cry, hare, said the bear. I'll kick her out. No, you won't. The dogs tried and didn't succeed. And you won't either. Yes, I will. They went to kick her out. Go away, fox. But she replied from the stove, When I dart out, I jump out, only fur will fly about. The bear got scared and went away. Again the hare walked away crying and met a bull. Why are you crying, hare? Leave me alone, bull. How can I help crying? I had a heart made of lime tree bark, and the fox once one of ice. She asked me to let her in and then kicked me out. Let's go. I will kick her out. No, Bal, you won't. The dog tried and didn't succeed. The bear tried and couldn't, and you won't either. Yes, I will. They went up to the hut. Go away, fox. But she replied from the stove, as I dart out, as I jump out, only fur will fly about. The bull got scared and went away. Again, the hare walked away crying and met a rooster with a sickle. Cock-a-doodle-doo, why are you crying, hare? Leave me alone, rooster. How can I help crying? I had a hut made of lime tree bark, and the fox, one of ice. She asked me to let her in and then kicked me out. Let's go, I will kick her out. No, you won't. The dog tried and didn't succeed. The bear tried and couldn't. The bull tried and couldn't, and you won't either. Yes, I will. They went up to the hut. Cock-a-doodle-doo, I have a sickle on my shoulders. I want to cut the fox to pieces. Get out, fox. She heard, got scared, and said, I'm getting dressed. The rooster called again. Cock-a-doodle-doo, I have a sickle on my shoulders. I want to cut the fox to pieces. Get out, fox, she said. I'm putting on my fur coat. The rooster called for the third time. Cock-a-doodle-doo, doodle-doo. I have a sickle on my shoulders. I want to cut the fox to pieces. Get out, fox. The fox ran out. He cut her up with his sickle and began to live with the hare and to prosper. There is a tail for you and a crock of butter for me. I think that 3 fairy tales are enough for this evening. By the way, I am falling asleep. It's what time? In Moscow, it's almost 11 p.m. and I am falling asleep from the fairy tales. Besides the fact that I'm reading them myself, not for me. But anyway, let's keep 7 of them for next time. And please write it down if you find this idea to read out loud Russian fairy tales here on YouTube and streams is good idea. And even if you don't find the idea great, please write down any hello or hi or some warm words for me, because I see that YouTube again doesn't let my video get out of the firewall. I don't know why. Maybe I need more subscribers to be yes, to be seen, to be seen to other viewers. Anyway, thank you for you, my dear friend, that you have watched this video and the Russian fairy tale. I hope next time I will do some more from this book, and later on I will get the book by Pavel Bazhov with absolutely unique Russian fairy tales about the Urals mountains and the traditions of different part of Russia. They are the fairy tales much younger than these simple ones, but we should start from something, right? So stay tuned, have a wonderful evening and coming weekends and time full of joy. Stay tuned. My name is Rita and I'm doing the content for you. Bye bye.